So if I was to ask all of you, who do you think sticks out the most in Strinova? If you say Flavia, you're very wrong, because we're not talking about sticking out as in chest size. So just speaking in general, who sticks out the most in Strinova? For those of you that said Eika, you are correct. The design they went for is very interesting. We have the energetic looking schoolgirl uniform, along with the armwear just to show that she's combat ready. But what sticks out the most is her helmet, which just adds intimidation to this whole design. Let's talk about her kit. She comes with a full auto shotgun named the Wildfire, basically a drum shotgun. It is a full auto shotgun, so you can hold down the shoot button. Let's look at her abilities, starting with her passive. Soul Battery. Each shot on an enemy accumulates heat up to 100 points. At max heat, damage against stringified enemies increase. Other skills can consume heat for boosts. So when you shoot an enemy, you'll notice a little bar at the bottom of your screen. That is your heat bar. Keep in mind that to increase this heat bar, you do not only need to use your primary gun, you can also use your secondary, as you can see there. Once it's at 100, you will now do more damage to enemies that are stringified. Also, when you get your heat all the way to 100, it also boosts your other abilities. Let's look at her active ability, Purgatory. Eika summons a spherical flame cage. Enemies passing through its walls take burn damage. The skill ends early if no enemies are inside. While Eika is within, her primary weapon deals extra burn damage to enemies inside. Consuming 100 heat increases cage wall damage. So when she summons her ability, they won't take damage in it, but once they cross the wall, that's when they take damage. If she's within her Q ability, she'll generate more heat with a shotgun. And lastly, if she's at 100 heat, her walls will do more damage as well. Lastly, her ultimate, Firestorm. Summons up to 3 firestorms per round, fast gliding and dealing burn damage to enemies in range. Consuming 100 heat increases firestorm size, burn damage, and highlights enemies. So once she uses her ultimate, enemies are forced to glide. And you have 2 more charges of these. So altogether you have 3. And this just becomes target practice. And another thing is, they are forced into the stringification while they're in the air. So while they're stringified and you have 100 heat, you even do more damage to them. So that sets up a little combo. So imagine if you can like first get 100 heat, then you do this with your fire, and you shoot them out of the air. You're gonna do more damage to them because they're stringified. Let's not forget, when you hit 100 heat, your ultimate is also buffed. So there we go, right there, it does more damage to the enemies as well. Now let's see what she's got in the shop. At her core, she can either get increased bullets or single shot mode. So if she gets increased bullets, she can go from shooting up to 9 pellets up to 12 pellets. 9 pellets to the body is 54, and 12 pellets to the body is 60. Next we have her single shot mode. So basically you go from a full auto shotgun to a full auto AR that packs a lot of kick. I can barely even hit my second shot. If you're struggling to get close to the enemies, then you might just go with this. You can very much spam it up close, but don't trust a bunch of pellets to now fly at the enemy. On the next tab, we have effective range and string fire damage. Whenever you get effective range, you want to get effective range alongside with single shot because there's more benefits. If you get effective range along with the pellets, you're only benefiting 20 meters. When it comes to abilities, these are straightforward. The cooldown of your purgatory is reduced, or you can have it last longer. For Soul Battery, damage to heat conversion by 50%, which is honestly a lot. So now when you stack heat, you're stacking heat as if like you're standing inside of your queue. Armor, this is straightforward. You can get heavy armor or light regen armor. Some people did not notice that this is actually light regen armor, not just only armor itself. So if you didn't know, if you take damage while you have light regen armor, you will generate armor. So I took damage and you'll see now my armor starts to regenerate. Survivability, we have the straightforwards again. Stringified movement, you move faster when you're stringified, or take reduced damage when you're stringified. Ammo, you can go from having 17 shots to 21 shots, or have a much faster reload speed. I usually go with the reload speed. Having 17 shots feels like I already have a lot, and 21 is just overkill, but you may go with whatever you want. In functions, we have sprint speed or spread control. Spread control, you're basically making the shots of your pellets much tighter, much closer together. Here's the difference right here. Then we have sprint speed. This is what I usually go with. Sprint speed is going to help you a lot just close the gap with enemies because you just want to always be in their faces. And now we have the awakenings. Awakening 1, pyro strings. Enemies stringified within the flame cage take burn damage. So as you guys have seen, when you're within the fire, you do not take damage. The enemies do not take damage. But if an enemy decides to stringify while they're inside that fire, they will start to take damage. Awakening 2, encroaching cage. After casting her active skill, the cage radius shrinks inwards every second until reaching the minimum size. So when I do this, you're gonna notice that it will start shrinking.
Let's wrap it up. I have band practice.
So Awakening 2 is pretty good because once the circle starts to shrink, you're giving the enemies less room to move around and even more likely to touch the walls. So you see this starts shrinking, reduces the room, and they're more likely now to start touching the edges. And then we have Awakening 3, Flame of Life. Eika restores a proportion of HP based on the heat consumed. HP is also gradually restored as heat naturally decreases over time. So it works like this. Once I start getting heat, my shoes start to heal once it starts reducing. And there we go. So once you have taken damage, what you just want to do is stack up your heat, kill whoever you wanted to kill, and just go hide in a little corner and just rest a bit because your heat won't reduce until you stop killing. So you'll see it keeps stacking up. No matter what, it won't reduce. So if you want to heal up, you just want to go take some cover and wait for your heat to start reducing. Once it starts reducing, that's when you're gonna start healing. If you go with Awakening 2, you wanna be very aggressive. With Awakening 3, you know enemies are gonna pick shots on you, especially from long range. So you wanna get your heat up, then move away and heal so you can get back into the fight again. Then we have sprint speed. This is what I usually go with. Sprint speed is gonna help you a lot just close the gap with enemies because you just wanna always be in their faces. But there we have it. I hope I managed to break Eika into much more simpler form, just ultimately helping you guys try and understand a kit. But anyway guys, if you did enjoy it, you know what to do. Drop a like, subscribe to my channel. That really helps me out a lot, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Let's crank out and move out.